In February 2024, 16 months after Angela's death, her family's wait for a measure of justice was over.
That's got to be a good sign that they're back in less than an hour.
The jury found Chris Prichard guilty of first-degree murder and robbery.
When they said it, it was just a big sigh of relief.
In March, Prichard was sentenced to life in prison without parole.
It will never bring her back, but he's going to spend the rest of his life behind bars. I also gave a victim impact statement, and I said to him, I hope while you're behind bars, you always have to look over your shoulder and be scared for everything you do. How she felt, I hope you just feel a tiny bit of that, the way you tortured her.
Civil rights attorney Dave O'Brien represents Angela Prichard's family. She would be alive today, he says, if the Bellevue Police Department had enforced a judge's order of protection.
You filed a federal lawsuit against the city of Bellevue and 3 officers. Why?
Because they didn't do their job. And it's that simple.
That lawsuit lists multiple failures to arrest Chris Prichard. O'Brien says this led to what's called a state-created danger, meaning the officers' alleged inaction and indifference actually increased the threat to Angela Prichard.
Can a police officer decide, should I arrest him or not? Is that up to their discretion?
Absolutely not. Here in Iowa, only a judge can show discretion not to enforce this restraining order.
Starting September 1st, 2022, when Angela's second no-contact order was issued, until her murder 37 days later, Chris Prichard violated the restraining order repeatedly, says O'Brien.
A dozen times during this relevant time period, Angela Prichard called the Bellevue Police Department, and they failed to follow that law, that judge's order.
That's because O'Brien says the Bellevue police officers showed Prichard favoritism.
We have reason to believe that he was friendly with law enforcement officers.
To prove this case, you must prove that the police officers' failure to enforce the protection order was intentional and reckless. How can you do that?
Well, just by the sheer number of times that it was not enforced.
In October 2024, Chief Federal Judge C.J. Williams dismissed the lawsuit in its entirety. The Bellevue Police Department, he ruled, did not put Angela in a more dangerous situation, and the 3 officers simply did not commit outrageous conduct. The judge added there was no evidence of police favoritism. The alleged facts, even taken as true, are a far cry from establishing that any of the defendants were friends with Christopher. Dave O'Brien was granted a hearing in December 2024 after learning, he says, the 3 Bellevue officers had withheld evidence and made false statements, allegedly concealing their friendships with Chris Prichard. Accusations they denied. O'Brien argued the officers were well aware Chris Prichard was a serious threat to his wife. 9 days before her murder, the Jackson County attorney warned the Bellevue Police Department in an email Chris Prichard had 24 hours to turn himself in.